What is up, everybody? It's Lloyd from Iron Dog Journey. Oh, what a journey it is, right? Today is Saturday, and I think it's day 22. I did something a little different today, as you'll see. I saw on a channel Burpee Yoga Uncle and Jesse Pollock doing Superman Burpees, and so I thought, you know what? I'm going to see if I can do that. So I gave it a whirl. Some of them were okay, some of them were not. Some of it was a little rough trying to figure out what I was doing. I tried different variations and things. It was honestly pretty cool. I did 10 of them in the beginning. I did 10 of them on the second set of 50 burpees, and then I did 5 at the end, but I was gassed at the end. So looking back, it actually looks kind of cool. It doesn't feel like much when you're doing it. It doesn't feel like you get much air, but looking back, I'm like, no, they look okay. But hell yeah, it was pretty fun. But I like to see, other people are doing stuff out there, and I think to myself, I wonder if I could do that, and make sure I squash any of that doubt. I go try it, got to try it. And I think that's the whole fun of, working out, trying new things, keeping it fresh, just moving forward, man. Yeah, well, I was just watching the playback as I was talking. I tried these many years ago when I was just doing push-ups. I didn't even know burpees, and I only tried a couple, but I always thought they were super cool. And so this is kind of a first attempt at it. When I first started my burpee journey, maybe 6 months ago or whatever it was, I did a couple push-up ones, but never the burpees. So, yeah, that's fun. Things are good. Things are good. Things are positive. And you got to keep it that way. You got to choose to see the positive. Well, you don't have to, but that's what I choose to do, and it seems to work. So, life is good, my friends. So today, the things I was thinking about are believing in yourself and, chasing your dreams, doing what comes to your mind. There's a lot of people that they get a dream in their head and they think, well, if somebody showed me how or taught me how or led me down that path somehow, maybe I'd do it. I'm of the mindset of just doing it. I kind of grew up a lone wolf, and I was never satisfied with, watching and not doing stuff. I always wanted to try stuff, and so I always told myself, you can do anything you want. Anything you set your mind to, you can do it. And so I feel like, do it good or bad, just try it. Try to do something. I taught myself photography. I taught myself guitar. I taught myself piano. And it could be the fitness journey. I transformed my body from being extremely dumpy, overweight, and unhappy to fairly fit. I'm getting there. I definitely like where I'm going, but I feel like, waiting for somebody else to come and give you the okay is, man, that's just a terrible way to live. Don't wait for somebody else to come and tell you how to do something or why you should do something, or just try it and keep trying it. You'd be surprised at what you're capable of. And the crazy thing is, the more you show up and the more you do things, the more you realize what you actually can do. So if you ever have that voice in your head that says, oh, I don't know, that's not for me. It's like, how do you know it's not for you? And I think I got this because when I was small, like a kid, I used to draw. I used to draw all the time. And that was my escape. I would just draw, monsters and Barbarian. Conan the Barbarian was huge. Arnold Schwarzenegger was my hero. And so I used to just draw monsters and barbarians, that would maybe come and save me one day, because my life was tough and I needed a hero. And so, I drew this stuff, and I drew and drew and drew, and that's all I did. And people would say, my parents or my mom, or somebody might say, wow, you're so good at drawing. And people would always say, oh, I wish I could draw. I can't even draw a stick figure. And I always said to them, if you spent as much time drawing as me, and you went through as much torture as me trying to figure out how to do stuff, you'd be able to do it. So it's not that you can't do it, it's just you don't want to take the time to do it. And I did the same thing with my photography. I bought a camera, and I just started taking pictures. I figured out how to work the camera, and I'm just a curious sort. Like, I want to push myself a little farther, and try different things. And next thing you know, I'm shooting models. Next thing you know, I quit my job and I'm shooting full time, and I shoot for magazines, and I shot everything in LA, like I shot all over the place. I mean, celebrities. It was fun. It was a ton of fun. And I was extremely shy growing up. And so this was a stretch for me. Learning the camera was one thing, but working with, pretty ladies and going into nightclubs and shooting people taking photos of people, I should say, of people that, I don't know. Every single time I almost had a panic attack because, it was hard for me to be around people and be confident. But I did it over and over and over and over, and I wouldn't take no for an answer. I just decided I'm going to learn how to do this, and I just did it. And I just put one foot in front of the other, and I did it. Making phone calls, answering the phone was terrible. You have no idea. When I first became a full-time professional photographer with a loft shooting the most beautiful people, I didn't want to answer the phone or make a phone call because it would give me anxiety, because then I'd have to talk to somebody and my hearing isn't the best. And so sometimes I couldn't really understand. And I don't even think it's my hearing. I'm dyslexic, and I've always struggled with things that people don't understand. Like on the phone, I'm very visual, and so on the phone, I can't really necessarily understand what people are talking about sometimes. And there are certain tones that I don't really, in certain people's voices, I don't really hear the tones correctly somehow. And so it makes it tough. The whole point is I had to get over that. And now, I mean, sometimes I still struggle. I don't like to pick up the phone, but I will. I have no problem. I'm not really afraid of anything now. But my point is, if you want to be anything, do anything, accomplish anything, you have to just start and stop telling yourself you can't, and start saying, even if you can't realistically at the moment, so what? Give it a shot. Start trying, because if you don't try, you certainly can't. So I always try to encourage people to chase their dreams. I ran my first marathon a couple of years ago, and I had no business running a marathon. I had been running for a few months before that, not great or not fast. And I just got it in my head that was something I wanted to try to accomplish in my life, because I thought, and it was before I got a pacemaker, and I didn't know what was going on with my heart. I had heart surgery many years ago, but I just thought this might be the last chance I ever have to run a marathon, because I don't know if I'll be able to run anymore, because there's something wrong with my heart. I thought I might need another heart surgery. And then, because there was something definitely wrong. I just always tired, and I had, my energy level was terrible. And so that's why I started running again in the first place, because I thought, well, if you don't run now, you might not ever get to run. And so I ran that marathon, and I injured myself before the marathon, I think. And so I really didn't train at all for the marathon. And I finished the marathon. It was the hardest thing I've ever done physically in my life. It was a suffering fest for sure. And I was, and I've told this story before, but I was literally the last person to cross the finish line that got the official, the medal that they hand out. I was the very last one, and that was the cutoff. And there was no fanfare, and there was nobody there. There was only like a handful of people that were just cleaning up. There was no food, there was no music, there was nothing, and I felt kind of humiliated and extremely excited that I did it in the first place. Proud of myself and sad at the same time. It was really weird. But the point is, I did it, and I told myself I could, and I did it, and I'm proud of that. And I think everything in my life has been like that. I've experienced the craziest things. I've worked in Alaska twice on the boats. I've met many celebrities. I moved to LA from Eastern Washington, just selling all my stuff and putting it in my truck. And I'd never really been anywhere out of Eastern Washington. I lived in North Dakota, and I was born in Seattle, but I never traveled around the country, and I didn't know anybody that had either, because my friend circle was very, very small, and we were all pretty poor, and so none of us did anything. Nobody had been out of the country, nobody had been anywhere, and so going to LA was huge. That was a huge thing, but I just did it. All right, so here I'm trying these. I did pretty decent on this set, and I did 10 more. And I'm trying different variations here. It was actually not hard and hard at the same time. Like, I know these aren't probably good ones. Actually, they're not too bad. I think if I keep doing this, I'll get better and better at it. I really just wanted to see if I could do it. The very last ones that I do after the second set of sit-ups, at the end of this set. So I did 10 of them here, and then I did the very last 5. Those, I had no energy. I could barely get off the ground. Pretty funny, really. But yeah, anyway, so like I said, being self-taught at all the things I've done in my life and all the experiences I've had, technically I shouldn't have had these experiences because, again, I was shy and nobody was bringing me opportunities. I had to go out and find opportunities. Becoming an artist likely shouldn't have happened, but I forced myself. I forced it to happen. And, that's life, man. You can sit back and say, I can't. Or you can just see life as just this big playground and see what you can do. Go out there and put yourself out there, see what you can do. You might surprise yourself. You might not. You might fail. I failed. You have no idea how many times I've failed. Being dyslexic and trying things that I really don't know anything about. I've stumbled many, many times. You have no idea. Like, people would see my photography and think, oh my God, this guy is world famous, They compared me to Helmut Newton back in the day. And, they would look at my photography and be very impressed. But then I'd be sweating bullets in my studio, as the model is getting hair and makeup, and I'm over there trying to figure out my lighting setup, and something's not working, and I'm over here amateur as hell trying to figure stuff out, but nobody knew it because I would never let literally sweating through my shirt because I was just like, oh my God, I can't figure out what I'm doing. And people thought I was just this amazing photographer. It was an irony for sure. But they didn't know how much I was sweating, but that's how I learned. And that's how growing works. You do these things over and over until suddenly you're like, wow, I did a lot more than I expected I could ever do. Like these Superman Burpees and whatnot. I mean, today I just decided to try them. Are they great? I don't know, probably not, but I'm trying them. It's better than dreaming or saying, I wish, or just looking at people thinking, if only I could do that. It's like, yeah, you can do that. Going back to the drawing reference, you see people that are really good at something, and you think, oh man, you're so good at that, I could never do that. But do you know how many times they probably did that? Do you know how many times they've been working? You see athletes, it's like they didn't become an athlete on accident. They practice, they train and train. If you look at your favorite, superstars of any discipline, whether it's, acting, artists, athletes, I mean, whatever, scientists, I mean, I don't know, like, they didn't get there on accident. It was years of study, years of practice, years of training, years of discipline. And some people pick it up way faster than others, and some don't. But believe me, sometimes it's not even about talent. And people used to always say that. They say, oh, you're so talented. And I hated that because it diminished the extreme hard work that I put into things. And I said, and I would, in my mind, I'm like, this is not talent. And I never saw myself as talented. I just saw myself as tenacious and disciplined. This wasn't something that just came to me. I mean, look at me right here. I'm doing burpees at 4:30 in the morning on a Saturday on my day off. Do I have to? No, but here I am. So is that talent? No, that just means I'm out here doing it. I'm working. So if you want something, you got to go get it, man. That's all there is to it. I don't want to hear the excuses about, well, I can't. It's like, no, you don't want to. You don't want to do what it takes. And I digress. See, look at it. I get on this soapbox. Okay, I think I'm almost there to doing 5 more Superman burpees, but they were rough because I was starting to really get gassed. It's surprising how exhausting these things are. They just destroy your muscles. So the first one was okay. Yeah, second one. These last couple, I don't even think I could get off the ground. A little bit. Yeah. I was like, oh man. But I thought I'm going to go out with a bang, so, that's why I did the last 5 like these. Oh yeah. Done. I think that's why I like doing the sit-ups, because it gives me a second to rest, Like when you do burpees unbroken, it definitely, like my friend Simone Targaser. I can't. He's German. I can't say his name very well. Super cool guy, but he said it hits differently, right? He's like, those unbroken hit differently, and I'm like, so I always think about that. I'm like, yeah, they do. They totally hit differently. Like if you do something and then you take a rest, like if you did burpees throughout the day, for instance. You could do 100 no problem because, you could do 10 here and 10 there. And a couple hours later, like you give your muscles a chance to refill, whatever, recover. And, but when you do them in a row, your body's fighting for oxygen and whatever the process might be, to recover, to do the next one. So it's exhausting. So when you see these people doing shot collars, 500 burpees or whatever, that's really impressive, if you can do that in a row, because it's way different than doing a few here and a few there. I mean, my workout, I've kind of got to the point where I'm doing 50 burpees and then I do 50 sit-ups, and of course I'm doing different variations of the burpees now. At least I'm trying to throw some in just to get better at them. But it does tax you. It's fun. It's cool. It's a good process. All right, guys. Well, I definitely rambled today. Got on the old soapbox. If anybody's listening, I appreciate it. What Well, I mean, I feel bad for you that you had to sit through all that, but oh, you guys are awesome. All right, well, I hope you all have a great Saturday, and the video is going to finish out here, and yeah, I'm happy. I'm thankful. Today's a great day to have a great day. All right, well, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. All right, this is Lloyd from Iron Dog Journey, and I'm out. All right, friends. Simple but effective. I tried to work in some of those Supermans and that kind of thing. Explosive, burpee up, whatever. I have no clue what they're called. But I did 25 of them total. Of course, 100 burpees total. It's a good day. It's a good day, guys. It's Saturday. I woke up knowing that that's what I wanted to try to do today. I just wanted to see if I could do it because I saw it on Uncle Burpee, or Burpee Uncle, Burpee Yoga Uncle. Yeah, he does a lot of those. And I was like, wow, that's impressive. So I wanted to see if I could do it. It's hard. Surprise. It's good. I like it. All right, well, it's Saturday. Off to mow a giant lawn today. Right now, I'm gonna drink some coffee and relax. Wake up a little bit. And yeah, it's a great day to have a great day, guys. Be strong.